I want to talk about this NFL schedule. So first, I want to just break down the Lions schedule, just because Lions fan, and that's what I want to prioritize a little bit. So, game one, week one, Sunday night football against the Rams, little wild card rematch for the Rams. I I mean, like, I don't know how you couldn't have written it a better way. Tarico called the game last year. He's going to call a game this year. Uh, Matt Stafford coming back to Detroit again. It was his last game, and look, I mean, this is a Rams team that they've got pieces. Blake Corum, they pick him up in the draft. You're gonna have Blake Corum and Kyron Williams. Meanwhile, Salvi Perez just lined a ball into right field. Now it's 2-0. This is wonderful. But no, you know, the Rams, they're gonna have a pretty high octane offense, and I think they had a pretty decent draft. And from all the publications, I want to say they were one of the higher graded teams. So it's gonna be a good game. And I mean, look, in the NFL, it's rare when you have a team that's good like the Lions that the game that they're playing is like awful to watch. It can happen. I'm not saying it can't, but it's not all that common. And I'm gonna be entertained one way or the other. And the best part is it's on my birthday. They start the season on my birthday, September 8th. I kind of was like, I knew it would be a possibility, but obviously you never know. I didn't know if the Lions were going to get the first game of the season, if they were going to do like a rematch between Lions Chiefs, although the Lions and the Chiefs didn't play. I don't know. I didn't know is the point, or if they were going to play Monday night. Either way, but so that's going to be fun. Hopefully they win on my birthday, because if they don't, it'll be a terrible birthday, and I will never forgive them. That's not true. That's not true. If they win the Super Bowl, but lose on my birthday, I'd forgive. Other games, week 2, they got Tampa Bay, another playoff rematch. It's funny. It's like I wish that obviously it's not how it turned out, but it would have been funny if after the Bucks game they had us playing the 49ers. It's like we're just playing the same 3 games we had just played to end the season last year, but we're doing it here this time. But they got Tampa Bay at home. I mean, it's back-to-back games of what we did in the playoffs essentially. So feeling good about that. You go on the road to Arizona. You come back home Monday Night Football against the Seahawks. Early bye week really sucks. Not a fan of that, but you know it's I guess a kind of nerf for you. The NFL. I don't know how they determine the bye weeks necessarily, but the Lions, I believe that's the earliest a bye week can be is week 5. So we get the earliest bye week, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Then we go on the road to Dallas. That's a 4:30 start. Go on the road to Minnesota. I should talk briefly about. Really looking forward to that Dallas game. I really, really hope we win this time because I have just been dying for the Lions to beat the Cowboys, and they just haven't beat them in so many years. And it would be nothing but great joy for me if the Lions could beat the Cowboys in Jerry's world, because the Cowboys deserve nothing but pain. They do. Anyway, on the road against Minnesota, that could be an interesting game. You don't know if JJ McCarthy is going to get the start at that point. Oh boy. Whoa. Wow, that's terrible. Sorry, the Tigers game is just making me depressed. JJ McCarthy could be the starter there for the Vikings. It's possible, at least. Then Lions come back home, play Tennessee. They then go on the road. I believe. Yeah, they go on the road. That's a 4:30 game against the Packers. I thought it was a primetime game. Well, it is not. Then they go on the road again to Texans. That I believe is going to be Sunday night or Monday Night Football. One of the primetime games. That's going to be primetime either way. That's going to be a really good game. You very well, possibly, at least, going into the season, very possibly could be a Super Bowl preview. I don't necessarily think that will be the case, but it's possible at the very least. You come back home, take on Jaguars, go back on the road, take on Indy. And then you got a 3-game home stretch where you got the Bears on Thanksgiving, the Packers on Thursday Night Football. I know that's Thursday Night Football. I'm like 99% certain it's Thursday Night Football. Actually, I'm 100% certain because the next week's game is 10 days away. So yeah, that's a Thursday night game. So we would have back-to-back Thursday night or Thursday games, which I actually think works out, right? Because then it's like, okay, you know, you're not like, I guess you would be on short notice going into the Thanksgiving game, but you're always on short notice anyway. But then to give you a a regular week break for that next Thursday game against the Packers, that makes a lot of sense to me at least. You stay home for the Bills, go on the road to the Bears. Then I believe this is Sunday or Monday Night Football against the 49ers on the road, rematch the NFC Championship, and then at home, TBD against the Vikings. And obviously, that usually is how it goes. They usually leave that final week for TBD, unless it's a primetime game, which even then, I actually don't know. I think sometimes they do leave those TBD. Uh, so we end the season this time at home against, or no, this same deal. This same deal as last year. End the season at home against the Vikings. I think at that point, JJ McCarthy will almost certainly be the starter. But you never know. You never know. Overall, yeah, I don't really. I mean, like whatever. I think the Lions could beat any, if not all, of the teams on this. There's no game in this where I'm like that's an auto loss. Lions are a really good team. They're a Super Bowl contender. I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl. I don't. I got nothing. I got nothing else. But briefly, I wanted to take a look as well at the primetime games themselves, as all the main networks posted the primetime games. Just looking at Monday Night Football. Obviously, I already mentioned Niners, Lions. That's the second Monday Night Football game the Lions get. They also get the Seahawks, and yeah, Lions Seahawks. That's also Monday night game. Looking at some of these games, it's sort of hit or miss. You might get something interesting with Philly Atlanta early there. Um, Bills, Jets, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, that could be an interesting game. I don't know who decided Giants Steelers was a good idea, but apparently that their people told them that it was. So that stuff and things. I think Bengals Cowboys, that probably, just looking right here, that could be the best game. Texans Cowboys, that could be a really good game. Uh, Monday night usually delivers. Really, it's the Thursday night games that seem to be kind of crappy. I'm not really offended by most of these. So now we'll get on to me being offended. Probably we're gonna take a look at the Thursday night football games, the Amazon Prime games. Uh, Look, all right. There's a few of these that I'm like, why did you do that? Why would you subject people to watching this? Uh, One of them is Broncos Saints. I just want to say, if somebody told me that they wanted to put the most ugly, disgusting, heinous, evil, even, this is what they would be. This is what this would be. If they wanted to if they wanted to put this to script, that is atrocious. And I'm hoping that these games are at least good because I know the players don't like them. I know some of the fans don't really like. I don't. I'm not. I don't feel like horribly about it. Lions get one. They got the Packers, as I said earlier. Um, there's also going to be the Black Friday game this year. It's going to be Raiders Chiefs. Obviously, they have that really crazy game on Christmas, so I figure, or I guess Amazon figures, let's run it back, give it another shot. It's a divisional game. Steelers and Browns. I'm disgusted, frankly. I'm sickened at the thought of it. So thanks for that. Bears Seahawks. I don't know. Why are there so many like? It just seems like there's so many like. I get they're trying to take some risk, right? Like you're not going to get just a bunch of really good games, right? Like there's no way. It's impossible. But you're trying, at least in theory, to get matchups that you can either sell to people or that just will be good games. And yeah, I mean, you have the Jets twice. I don't. I'm sorry, I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers anymore. He's 100 years old and his offensive line stinks. So, yeah. And then moving on finally to the Sunday night games. So kickoff game, you got the Ravens and the Chiefs. That was already announced, I believe. And then you got the Brazil game on Peacock between Packers and the Eagles. Already mentioned Lions, Rams week 1. And then it'll be Lions, Texans on Sunday Night Football as well. other games that are somewhat notable, Jets Steelers for its crimes against humanity, basically, is what that game is going to be. Couple other potentially interesting ones. Chargers Chiefs, new coach, divisional game. You might have something there. Yeah, Chiefs Texans, that should be a really good game. I think at least. You have the Thanksgiving night game is Packers and the Dolphins, so that's definitely going to be something fun. For sure. For that late night, you just get home from Thanksgiving, you throw on some football, see how the Packers are doing. Uh, Niners and Cowboys, that's always a good game. And hopefully the Cowboys lose because that's always fun. Uh, yeah, and then week 18 TBD. So we'll see about that. But overall, I wouldn't say it's like atrocious. I would say they did a pretty good job. The NFL usually does a pretty good job with scheduling. They I don't know, they have their fingers on the pulse of matchups and narratives and all that. They just know how to do it. And we'll be mentioning it, weeks in, like, oh my gosh, can you believe they managed? It's like, yeah, these people who make these TV, contracts and these schedules, man, they're not just pulling it out of their behind, basically, is what I'm trying to say here. But it's I'm looking forward to the NFL. I'm looking forward to football again, especially with the way the baseball season looks like it's going, and no postseason for either my basketball or my hockey teams. So at this point, I would like to go back to competent sports teams. So Detroit Lions, please just come back. I'm dying here. I can't do this week to week complaining about my teams. It's not good for me. Probably. Hey there, what you just watched was actually a clip from a larger show that we do every Tuesday night. What are you doing Tuesday night? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the like button so that you don't miss out on any more of our weekly shows every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you there.